Hello BL lovers, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing the list of BL series that I just couldn't pass through in 2024 despite my obsession with BL series. I feel like 2024 has provided a lot of BL series for us, but a lot of them aren't just so worth it. I have a lot of 2024 BL series that I just couldn't watch, so I'm sharing my opinion to see if others also feel the same way about them, and you can add your own list of your least favorite drama of 2024 BL series in the comment section below. Someone may relate to you. So without wasting much time, let's get started. At number 1. Time the series. I was actually anticipating for this one because of the parallel world plotting, but it's not just giving the vibe at all. There are a lot of parallel wall BL series that are very worth it, but for this one is not just giving. For me, I watched about 1 to 4 episodes of this series, but I just couldn't pass through that. I think this one aired at the beginning of this year when we have some 2023 drama that are still airing, so I abandoned it. I personally don't understand the plot, it's boring, but the main couple have a good chemistry, and that is why I went that far with the series, so I beg you please avoid this series if anyone recommend it for you because it's a total waste of time. Number 2. 1000 Years Old. At the beginning, I thought this series has potential, especially because it's based on a vampire and human loving each other. I was anticipating for it. I wanted to see how they will walk through the struggles together, how they will build a beautiful scenario of their love story, but I was so surprised for it turning out to be something I will ignore when a new episode air, although I seems to enjoy the first and last episode, and beside that, the rest is not just adding for me. I became confused at some point and it started getting boring, so I stopped watching it, but later I went back to watch the last episode, but I think the series is a total waste of time, so you should avoid it. Number 3. Monster Next Door. For this series, I think I'm the problem, because I see it online and people really like it. But for me, I watched it to the 4th episode before I abandoned it. I feel like it's kind of boring and very cringing. The plot is kind of understandable and not too confusing, but the problem with this series is the acting and the clinginess. It's going to make you get tired quickly. So if you actually find this interesting, let me know in the comment section. But as for me, I can't pass it, but you could give it a try if you like it, then good for you. Number 4. Battle of the Writers. Well, I need producers to stop giving their audience high hopes in their series when they know that the title is not going to be the same with the content of the series itself. Honestly, it's not funny at all because I watch Battle of the Writers and I couldn't even see and understand the battle in the series. And another thing about this is that I find it really clinging, boring, and being unnecessarily cute. Some episodes are boring, actually some are not boring. A lot of fans have been highly anticipating for it, but it's turned out to be one of the most complained about BL series in 2024, which made the production even try to amend some part of the series while it was airing, but still it doesn't help. I think some people actually find it very, very interesting, but as for me, I don't. Number 5. OMG Vampire. This is another BL series that I will say you should avoid in 2024 because it is totally not worth it. Although I only watched the 1st and 2nd episode, but it's just a difficult thing for me to push through those 2 episodes. The series is boring, the acting is both bad and weird. The main couples struggle with chemistry. I will say, it just doesn't make sense. Forgive me if you think I'm wrong, but this is just my personal opinion, so you can find it the other way around, it's allowed. But as for me, I couldn't push through this series at all. Number 6. Love in the Air. Tell me why all I could see in this series is copy and paste. Disclaimers. I'm not saying it's boring, but my question is, why did they make the series? Because those characters is not the ones we know. The actors are doing a good job so far, but why did the production cut all the scenes away when they know they want to do copy and paste? I can't help myself but to laugh when I'm watching it because I feel it is not needed. If Thai adapt a Japanese series, it will become richer in content and value. It is just like when everyone have access to something more good and unique, but then they are being served with something lesser. It doesn't make any sense. Number 7. Kiseki Chapter 2. I guess we all have watched the Kiseki of 2023, so when I saw the trailer of Kiseki Chapter 2, I actually thought it's something that is related to the other series because the Chapter 2 cannot just appear without Chapter 1 existence, so I thought it kind of a continuation from what happened in the Taiwanese adaptation. Meanwhile, this is just to show off places, travel, and unnecessary NC scene. At some point, I got confused as I couldn't even figure out what's the real motive of this drama is, which is also the question of a lot of fans with this series. Personally, I think it's a waste of time. Number 8. Love is Like a Cat. For this series, I actually begin to watch it because of Mew. Personally, I'm not a fan of a series which consists of two languages. I really don't like them at all, because at some point they always gets confusing, and for this one, I actually thought I'll be able to get through it because I am an animal lover, and since the series is revolved around this kind of plots, I thought it's something I will be able to get through. Meanwhile, I could not even finish the second episode before I dropped it. It kind of bad in all aspects, and honestly, I didn't expect that from Mew because I actually have high hope for this one since it's his comeback, but on the other hand, I think you work according to the script he was giving, but sometimes I honestly think he should have just rejected the scripts, but that's his job, after all. Number 9. For Him. Everyone knows that For Him is one of the most anticipated BL series of 2024 when the trailer was released. But the only thing that is good about this series is the chemistry of the main actors and the numerous NC scene that we were given. This one really broke my heart a lot because they just wasted the chemistry of the main actors, although acting aspects they're not really perfect. But the main issue about this particular series is the bad scripting. I mean, it's not really well organized and it gets boring each episode. I wouldn't say you should not watch this series, but just have small expectation on it because some fans actually enjoy watching it. But if you are someone who loves watching series for the plot, then this is definitely not for you. Number 10. I Saw You in My Dream. This is one of the BL shows that gives me a very hard time this year, and I think I just stopped watching it at the second episode. It's just so boring for me, and I kind of find it too cringing, and a lot of fans actually liked it, but I guess it's not just for me, for some reasons, because the more I try to watch it, the more sleepy I get, so let me know in the comments section if you find this series enjoyable. Number 11. Live in Love. For some reasons, I also find it boring. I couldn't pass through it at all. Number 12. Kidnap. Don't get mad at me yet because I passed to the 8th episode because of one of my favorite actors. The plot is quite engaging, but I really just can't continue watching it. It's kind of boring. Honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but of course, Kidnap is not as bad as others on this list. Number 13. Addicted Heroin. I guess I'm not the only one who couldn't pass through this one also. It's just so boring, and I literally stopped watching it at the 3rd episode. Number 14. The Hidden Moon. For me, I don't understand what is actually happening in the series. I literally feel asleep watching the 1st episode, so I don't just push further. Number 15. Anti-Reset. Honestly, I liked this one at first, but then later stopped at some point because of the unrealistic plot. I don't want to see a robot end up with a human, so I stopped watching it, but I don't find it boring. These are some of the BL that give me hard time this year, so let me know the one you couldn't watch also, and don't forget to share your opinion about them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. That's it, and see you on the next one.